Let's go, Lord. Welcome to another episode of Kicking It with Gdove, and I got to prove kicking it with Gdove. That's me. Why would I have that if it wasn't me doing my, I'm just here doing my show. So welcome back. I haven't done one of these in a minute, so welcome back. Welcome to 2026. I hope your year is off to a good start. I got a great guest for you today. Remember that Kicking It with Gdove is a show that features diverse guests, artists, athletes, and thought leaders who share their stories and their talent. My guest today is one person who is doing a lot of that. Her name is Regina Jackson. She's a dear friend of mine. She's a longtime executive director and CEO of the East Oakland Youth Development Center. She's written a book. It's called Unleash Potential, and Regina will be in discussion with Fred Blackwell Wednesday, February the 4th at the Commonwealth Club in San Francisco. We're going to talk about that and a whole lot more with my dear friend, my homie, Dr. Regina G. Jackson. Hello, Regina. Dr. Jackson.
How are you doing, G?
I got to get used to that because I've known you. You're my homie, and I got to call you Dr. Homie or something like that.
You can call me whatever you want to call me.
I'm going to call you Dr. Homie then.
Okay, Dr. Homie. Okay, Go ahead, whatever you want.
No, I saw you dancing. This is kind of good little music, a little bump, huh?
Yeah,
I like it.
All of that.
I liked it. Well, look, I'm so happy to see you, happy to and continue to be proud of you, especially about this right here. Unleash Potential. It's a great book. I want people to understand right now. Let me do a little solo close-up on me so they can get a good look at it. Unleash Potential. You can get it at Amazon.com right now. It is only 99 pages. If you read faster than me, you can probably read this in about an hour. Great stories about what she did with the East Oakland Youth Development Center. I have a personal interest. I was on the board there for many, many years. I was the board president for many, many years. First board I'd ever been on in my life. She saw the potential in me to be on a board. So I appreciate that. But tell us about, is this the first book you've ever written?
It is the first entire book. Yes. I wrote a chapter that was in a health and wellness book published by the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. That was a big deal. And that was the precursor to this. And this is not all there is. I've got a couple more books in me.
I bet you do. So how do you go about writing your first book? I mean, are you just like taking notes for a whole 6-month period and just tying it all together? How do you write a book?
So I was preparing to write my memoir. I was at the center for 27 years and on the board for 8 earlier. So, at 63 years of age, I spent more than half my life loving and investing in the East Oakland Youth Development Center. What had happened was I had been writing and taking notes, scribbling things for years, knowing that I was going to want to share all the fantastic experiences that I'd had and even some of the ahas. But I started getting calls from people, outside the center that were experiencing the center for the first time, and then some from staff because things were changing. And it occurred to me that we did some really, really special things while I was there that might not continue, or at least not in the way in which they had. And that was the youth-led programming and a real strong focus on a mentoring culture. And so I kind of made a quick left turn, went away from my memoir, and really focused on a time when the kids were in charge and when the cascading mentoring was at its height. And that became Unleash Potential. So, there's not going to be any dark stories in here, lessons learned for sure, but some amazing reveals about what happens when you put power and belief and mentoring in young people's hands and how amazing it can be.
That's good. I recognize a lot of the names that you dropped in the book and who the kids and the adults that gave you a paragraph or a couple of sentences and just them all, again, one after another, telling how they found who they were at the EOYDC and discovered that they had the capability and the ability, I should say, inside of themselves to do the same things that they were seeing other people doing. So kudos again to you for that. So this book has been out for a few months. And again, you can get it at Amazon.com, as you can see below on that scroller that's going across. You've done some interviews, just a handful of interviews with this one. Like I said, you get the one coming up Wednesday, February the 4th with Fred Blackwell. I know a good friend of yours. And that's going to be at the Commonwealth Club in San Francisco. Very fancy. You can get your tickets at Regina's website, which I'll post in just a second. But again, like most book signings, you can come and get the book as part of your ticket, or you can just come and just enjoy the conversation. So, and it's always a beautiful day out in San Francisco in that part of the city. So I strongly suggest you go February the 4th. We're going to talk about that and nail that in your head a few more times before this conversation is over. But the whole process of the book, and again, I recognize a lot of the names in it and all like that. So when you start talking to the young people about joining in on it, was there some hesitancy, or were they all about it, or what did they think?
Actually, I invited them after the effect. So I started writing these sections that were, I thought, very clear to me.
Mm-hmm.
But when I talk with my children, sometimes I'm missing some things because I've carried so much information. So what I did was I sent them, in most instances, the paragraphs or the chapters and said, does this accurately depict what you remember? Because I didn't want to put anything out there that wasn't accurate. And in most instances, they were like, you got it, Miss Regina. Oh my God, I'm going to be in your book, Miss Regina. Oh, wow. You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there was the excitement and the enthusiasm. But just like when you first engage young people and you share with them your expectations, that they will succeed and that you're going to be there to help them. It's almost like stepping into a Marvel comic book where you're being, costumed like Superman or Black Panther or Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
They don't quite believe it because they've never heard it before. They've never seen it before. And then, of course, with hard work, sweat equity for certain, they can do it. And they do it.
Absolutely. So, like I mentioned, you had a couple of interviews. One of them was in New York City at the Malcolm X and Dr. Betty Shabazz Memorial and Education Center. Got a couple of pictures for that. And what I really loved is that the interview was done by Simone Batiste, one of the alumni of the EOYDC. How cool was that to have Simone talking to you in New York about a book that you wrote? How about that? Talk about that.
It was super awesome. As you know, Jerry, you almost never see me without one of my kids. And that's not necessarily my personal kids, but EOYDC kids. And so I could not do this without them. There were a handful of students, alumni that relocated to New York, either after going to school or for jobs. And 5 out of the 15 actually came to the event. It was just a wonderful, homecoming. But Simone in particular, just an incredible young woman. And I knew that her diction, the way she tells stories, would just be a perfect fit. And thankfully, she thought so too.
I saw Simone just 2 nights ago with her dad, the great Larry Batiste, and the entire family. Now, that family rolls together. I don't know how they manage, but every time it's a big event, these kids must come back to go to this event. So we're at the Grammy party. I'm a member of the Grammy Foundation. So we have this nominees party that we do the week before the Grammy Awards. And all the people were there. And Simone pulled me to the side. She's doing some fashion stuff in New York.
Yes.
And she must have liked what I was wearing, and she was just trying to make me feel good about myself. But she said, you should come to the Met Gala. I'm like, girl, please. So,
Jerry, you could pull it off. I remember the last theme was what, Dapper or something like that. And you can go way back. You can throw on them pinstripes. You can get your hat together. You'd be just fine.
Well, then let me unleash my potential and get to the Met Gala. Then, Dr. Homie, let's go. but it's so good to see her, and they're always such a great family, and I'm sure you had a good time with her. So,
absolutely.
And I know you have a relationship with the Shabazz Center, and tell us about that too.
Absolutely. About 3 or 4 years ago, Dr. Ilyasa Shabazz, who is the chairman of the board, invited me to serve on the board. And over the years, I have grown thankfully, in her trust in me and in my ability to help raise money and produce events, all in the name of Malcolm and Dr. Betty Shabazz. And so today I'm vice chair of the board.
Wow. How about that? Does that mean that you're going to New York and doing different things? Wow.
Oh, absolutely. I have been to New York every time we do our events. I go sometimes in between, and thankfully I was able to travel to Turkey and meet the First Lady of Turkey with Dr. Shabazz. That was an amazing exploration because, as you know, Malcolm and Dr. Betty Shabazz are international.
Yeah.
Their legacies are known everywhere. We went and visited the Malcolm X Street in Turkey. It was just incredible.
Wasn't a little silly little me, you know me, but it wasn't that ex-mayor of New York the one that was having all the problems because he was flying to Turkey all the time?
Oh, I don't.
Well,
Yeah.
that was one of the things that they were getting. Why are you going to Turkey all the time, mayor of New York? You know, but anyway, I digress. So listen, you were talking to Regina Jackson, the former executive director of the EOYDC. She is going to be appearing on February the 4th. That's Wednesday, February the 4th with Fred Blackwell. There you see the information below at the Commonwealth Club in San Francisco. That's Wednesday, February the 4th. Starts at 5:30. There will be a book signing afterwards. There's a conversation. There's you can go and purchase your ticket for $42, or just go and just listen to a great conversation for $22. Tickets are available at reginagjackson.com. Correct? I got all that in the Commonwealth Club. Fancy. Just look at the logo. You can see that. So it's going to be great. Tell me then this too. Okay, this book. Like I said, even at the glance at it now, I saw Dominique's name in here, and just
yes.
So is there like I didn't check it beforehand. No. So the kids are going to have to look and read the book to find their name, which is smart.
I think that there might be features in the there's features in the table of contents.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
But see, I was wanting them to buy the book.
Well, look, they can get the book and see the table of contents too.
And there's also pictures. Look at all the pictures.
Story. Oh yeah, no, we had to have pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And a picture tells 1,000 words. I mean, when we look at Jalen Anderson and the fact that as a 13-year-old, she visited the Cron news station and then became mentored by Pam Moore throughout that process. This young lady just got, what do you get when you, it's an Emmy, when you are already at the top. This child is 32 maybe.
Wow.
And already, paying it forward, still contacting, Pam Moore, but she really talked about how meeting somebody that was doing what she wanted to do or enticing her to want to do that. Because I don't think that she thought when she first went to Cron, this is what I want to do. She got in that environment, she felt it, it became real, and it excited her.
Nice. That's great. So what are your I know you've got so many success stories, but let me ask it this way, because there's so many kids that you could talk about. What is the one thread that ties them all together? Is that possible to say that, to speak on that? Is there a thread that ties all the success stories together?
Yes, I believe so. And it's the power of possibility. Obviously, you start with the fact that they came to EOYDC. They also, most of them, did not think they could be who they became. They walked in the doors, they were communicated with about the expectations and the support they would find inside the doors. And they believed that they could be somebody, that EOYDC could unleash their potential, and that they could dream big and actually, reach those dreams. And one of those stories is Dr. Laniqua Howard, who most of her life thought she wanted to be a pediatric doctor. Well, she became a doctor, all right, but it was a PhD with highest honors, I might add.
Nice.
And what she wanted to do, because she saw how families were being treated governmentally, the Office of Children and Families. And she actually rose up the ladder from high school all the way through PhD went to work for President Obama when he was in office. She was like,
Oh, the good old days. Okay.
yeah, right. Then she got asked to be part of the strategic planning team for Biden, and then joined Biden's administration as the director of community engagement. Where? For the Office of Children and Families.
Nice.
And when we talk about, this was a $12 billion budget she ran, nothing like the EOIDC budget, okay? But she knew that she had thoughts and ideas, and EOYDC treated her like a subject matter expert of her own experience. We know that if we ask young people what they think should happen, their ideas and adults' ideas oftentimes are very different. So with that, she became, I think she was 30 when she started with Biden. I mean, people could not believe when they talked about Dr. Howard is going to address this or do that, that this kid walks through the door. Now, very thorough, yes, youthful looking, but brilliant. And I feel like that's the thread.
Nice. That is a fantastic way to describe it. And once again, you're going to find out about all of this kind of things and a whole lot more as a conversation with Fred Blackwell at the Commonwealth Club, February the 4th, 5:30 start. Kind of get there about 5 o'clock. It's San Francisco traffic, middle of the day. Why don't you leave your house? I don't care where you live, about 2:30. And you can just kind of kick it around a little bit while you're out there, the same way you're kicking it with Gdove here. Once again, that's going to be a beautiful thing. I got to show this picture because I love that. There's a picture with Mr. Blackwell right here. And there's a picture. Just because I pulled this picture up, I want to show these two. Unleash Potential. There you go. Regina's going to be signing books. She's going to be talking about the books. It's an excellent time to get there. You can also, if you can't make it, buy the book at Amazon.com. Unleash Potential is available for you right now. Regina, any last thoughts before we say goodnight?
Well, I really hope that people will understand that our approach to youth development takes on old school beliefs. We believe that we are Michelangelo. We are chipping away at their doubt and at their fears to reveal a masterpiece. And you see it over and over again.
Yeah, and I saw you have a little part in it about Michelangelo. I like that too. So, all right. So once again, you've been kicking it with Gdove. My guest, my friend, my homie, my doctor homie, Regina Jackson is right here with us. Check this out again if you like. We're going to do these all throughout the 2026. It's going to be on the YouTube page at IRTS Show, where you can see forever. I'm going to run this a couple of times for you before Wednesday, February 4th. Find out more details again at Regina Jackson, ReginaGJackson.com. And again, get the book on Amazon.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you so much.
One last thing, and then I'm going to do this. I don't want you to go anywhere after I shut this down, okay? Have a good night. Make sure you guys are kicking it with yourselves and kicking it with Gdove the next time we're on, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, here we go.